Awesome. Good morning, you guys, or good afternoon, depending where you are on this planet. I am excited to be here with you guys for day 4 of our free 5 days of training on how to meet and communicate with your spirit guides. Um, so if you haven't tuned in, make sure you check my YouTube channel, Spiritual Awakening Babe, for all the replays, or in our group, Your Spiritual Awakening Community, for those replays. So super excited to be here with you guys. Let me know when you're here on the live, or bump it back up and say you're here for the replay, so that way I could say hi and we could dive into this free training. This one is probably the most detailed of the 5, because we're talking about communicating with your guides. Sorry, I just want to adjust this here. So a bunch of you. Hey, on YouTube, how are you? Hey, Mariette. Hey, Suzette. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Rachel. Hi, Kim. Hey, happy Thursday. Good. I'm so glad so many of you guys are joining. Okay, so great. So, hey, Tyler. I wanted to make sure to talk to you guys about communicating with your guides, because a lot of people really get confused with this part. A lot of people, then when you go into that guided meditation, which there's one on my YouTube and one in the free library on the website brandoline.com. A lot of people are like standing there going, I see my guide or I feel my guide, but they're not talking to me, right? Their lips aren't moving. Like, why aren't they talking to me? They're staring at me like they want to communicate with me, but they don't actually see their lips moving, and they don't actually hear an actual communication come through. And then they think something's wrong with them. But that's where everybody goes wrong, because guess what? Guides don't use their lips. They don't like move their lips. It's more of a different type of transmission that comes through. So the first thing you need to be aware of is, guess what? They don't move their lips. It's more like when we're talking about communicating with guides, it's almost exactly like communicating with animals. It's a feeling. It's something that transfers between you and that person or entity, right? So hey, Myla, hey, Shalina. So glad you guys are here too. So what's going to be happening here when we're communicating with our guides is we're going to be using our clairs, right? Our seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing. Our guides, they like animals, right? They send out this frequency, and it's like I keep seeing a dolphin pop in my head, so it's almost like that's the example that I kind of need to give you guys. Have you ever watched on the Discovery Channel where they hear those really high pitched things coming from the dolphins and or from whales, and it's kind of like a frequency. So you can use this as an example to understand how your spirit guides actually communicate with you. It's through this energetic frequency, because you really are an energetic being, right? And so how you receive it, just think of Wi-Fi, right? How are you receiving me via video right now? It's like floating through the air, coming over to you, and bam, it's on your screen, and you're able to see me and hear me. And if you could feel me, then you're using your psychic senses, right? But how about if you guys all close your eyes and close your ears? How are you going to be receiving information from me? It's going to be via frequency. So when you go through like your awakening, or you go through the Awaken program, we go through every clair. We go through how to psychically see, how to psychically hear, how to psychically feel, right? And then into mediumship. Love that program, which is open for enrollment right now, and why you guys need to get registered. However, and thank you, Latasha, and hi, Heather. However, if you do not know how to use your clairs, right, or you're not aware of what the frick a clair even is, you're going to be receiving information from your spirit guides via however your strongest clair is, right? So you maybe are seeing like a little vision in like a little movie screen, or maybe like I saw the dolphin in my mind's eye, in my imagination. And so me, because I'm developed, I'm like, hey, they want me to use a dolphin as an example. So that's them like inserting that vision into your head. Or you may also just think that you're just making stuff up. You might have this commentary come through your head and you think you're making this stuff up, but that's really your psychic hearing, your clairaudience coming through. So your guides, you guys, I'm always telling you guys this on these videos, right? is you're just going to pick up that frequency, and it's going to translate into your own language, right? Your own clair, which I think is absolutely awesome. So when we're talking about communicating with spirit guides, when we're talking about communicating with your spirit guides for your intuition, right? To strengthen your intuition. The neat thing with guides is you can ask them, right? You have free will. You can ask them to help with certain things. It's really about being intentional about what type of information you want or what the end result it is that you want. So when we're talking about using our guides with our intuition, we can like give our guides a tool. For me, that was a huge thing for me in the beginning, is I'm like, okay, I see you over there, spirit guide, and I know I'm not crazy, and I know I'm not making this up now because we've had some validations, right? But you're just kind of standing there, and I really need to know more things about numbers, because I wanted to know how old that little boy is that I see as in spirit. Like, how old is he? Or what season of the year it is, what month of the year are you trying to tell me to tell my client, you know, like, when are they getting married? Like, is it going to be in December? Is it going to be in the fall? And so you're first of all, you need to know what type of information it is that you want from your guides, and then you can start giving them tools and working with those tools, right? So you're going to say, I'm going to give you a square with numbers on it in your mind's eye, or however it works for you. I was always very visual, very clairvoyant. And then now I want you to point with this pointer stick I'm going to give you in my mind's eye, and I want you to point to the numbers, right? And so sure enough, point into the numbers, right? You start seeing numbers, and then as you exercise with that particular skill that you want to acquire in your intuition, it gets stronger and stronger, and eventually your training wheels will fall off, and you will just automatically know how old that person is, or the number will just pop into your head, or you just will know, or you'll see it written on a movie screen. However that works for you, it'll get easier, you'll get better at it. So giving your guides certain tools, or giving your guides certain tasks, right? Or skills that you want to acquire, and then working with them with those skills, right? So to kind of like recap, your guides don't move their lips. It's more like animal communication, which we go into in the Awaken program. And once you realize that you're doing it, it gets a lot easier. Once you trust and allow, my students, I'm always telling you guys, trust and allow, trust and allow, trust and allow, right? You're not crazy. You're not making this stuff up. And the more you can get away from that, the more information you start getting, and the more they know that you know that they know that you want to communicate with them. And once they know that you're playing the game, same thing with animals. Once your animals know that, oh my gosh, she's talking to me in my language, holy crap, I've been trying to talk to her for years, then the communication gets easier, and then you start recognizing that. And when I say recognizing it, this is a really huge tip for you guys with your intuition. It's really learning to recognize it, and recognize when it's happening, how it feels, what's going on, and how to use it. And once you do that, that's why I say I can take anybody off the street that does know nothing, and help them start recognizing their abilities, and then defining them, and then managing them. Energy management is so huge, right? So Terry says, how do we know which clair is our strongest that we should work on? Well, I'm so glad you asked. So go to my website, brandaline.com, and on there, right on the front page, there's a button that says take this quiz. Take the quiz. It'll tell you, it will go through all the clairs with you, and you, at the end of the quiz, you will find out what is your strongest clair. It's absolutely free to take. It's on my website, brandaline.com. And if you don't know where it's at, you know, there's a link to the quiz at the top of our group, Your Spiritual Awakening Community, on Facebook. It's pinned to the top, the link to the quiz. So take that. But also dive in, you guys. Get registered for the Awaken program. It goes through every single clair. You will define. You will blow your damn mind. You'll become a psychic medium in those few weeks that we have together, and you will work directly with me as I coach you through your awakening process. So love to have you guys jump in and join us. This is the last time we'll be launching for 2019. So get in there. If you've been on the fence, I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm going to be sharing the guided meditation to meet your spirit guides in our group, your spiritual awakening community today. And then also tomorrow, I'll be back here live at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with another free training about your spirit guides. So I'm sending you guys all love, and I will talk to you soon.